Very good morning to you, sir, and Happy New Year to you. Welcome to the program this morning.
Good morning, Mr. C. Thanks for having me.
Mm,
Happy New Year to you too.
yeah, I mean, this is your first appearance in 2025.
Absolutely,
You've
absolutely.
been missing in action. Indeed, you were missing in action last week, but we had your representative, though.
Yes, this is the very first time after a very long time that I'm spending Christmas outside my state, outside my village. But you see, I'm wearing several caps right now. Apart from being the managing consultant of the NCB Interpol at the National Central Bureau, I'm also the vice president of ISA in Zurich. So I have to spend more time in Zurich and also spend some time here in Nigeria. So this time around, I was outside the country and I also had time to visit Dubai.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, talking about your visit to Dubai, before you get to talk more of that, you said to have spent your Christmas and the festivities for the first time outside your hometown. How did it feel? I'm sure it must have been pretty strange.
Absolutely very strange. In fact, after the usually whenever I travel outside Nigeria, after the very few days, if I don't take my usual onubu soup, I was get sick. I get very uncomfortable. Usually, if I'm traveling with my family, I make arrangements to make sure that my food is available. But this time around, I even had to travel 2.5 hours
Mm,
to go and eat our traditional food. And also, I went to Dubai, like I told you.
mm.
I spent some time in Dubai. That was very interesting too.
Yeah, I mean, pictures emerged with. I mean, seeing you with the former vice president of Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar. I mean, what what was it about?
Yes, Abubakar is a friend. Atiku is a very good friend of mine. I spent 4 days with him in Dubai. We were looking at life generally, looking at also how to. I'm no more in any political party, so I'm also aligning and realigning.
Mm,
PC is there too. We have discussed with them. PDP is there. I'm looking for a very decent arrangement that one can use to contribute to the country. So it was a very interesting meeting with Atiku Abubakar, a very nice, great son of this country.
mm. Well, talking about aligning and realigning, before we delve into the issues, I don't know if that should come later. I mean, is this the year where we get to see you identify with one political platform? Because I did put that question forward to Ambassador Key last week. He wasn't categorical.
Absolutely, Mr. C. You see that most of the reasons why we entered politics in the first instance was to see how we can contribute and make sure that our society becomes a better place. We're not out of the woods yet. Things are still very bad. Those we thought that Daniel that will come to judgment, they're not doing that well. They're not there with the resources available to them. The expectations are still high, but results are relatively not matching our expectations. So I'm still going to venture into politics. I'm still going to be in politics this year. I'm going to make available the platform on which I'm going to contest the elections or contribute in the electoral process.
Mm. Okay, well, we'll be keeping our fingers crossed, and hopefully that disclosure will be done here first.
Thanks for your interest, Mr. C. Thanks.
Yes, welcome back. Okay, so well, while you were away, if you like, a former senator representing Rivers East at the National Assembly, Chief John Azutambata, was elected President General of Ohaneze Igbo worldwide. This happened at the old government lodge in Enugu. However, this hasn't gone down well with a number of groups. One of it is the Igbo Mandates Congress, who have rejected the process that led to the emergence of Azutambata, alleging that the Southeast governors manipulated the process and that they pressured the likes of Michael Kiro, one of the candidates, to step down. Now, not only that, since the announcement of John Mbata as the President General of Ohaneze, but we've got two factional groups of the social cultural organization also separately announcing different candidates as successors to the outgoing Fidelis, or the outgone at the moment, Fidelis Choko. Uh, what do you make of this development?
Very disturbing development, Mr. C. I was not in the country when the process began, the process of selection of the new leadership, especially the presidency of Ohaneze and Igbo. But I was keenly interested because, I love my people and the need for my people to have very good, competent hands that will not just only oversee the affairs of Ohaneze and Igbo, but also unite our people, especially if you consider now that Nigeria is at crossroads. At best, everybody is striving for their own. And the difficulty in knowing that our people are totally undermined, it disturbs me very much. So we're looking for somebody who's very competent, grassrooted, capable of doing the job. That was why I was very much interested. And two people came up, especially two of our great sons, Mbama Ekiro, former Inspector General of Police. I know him very well personally. A very sound man who has very good sense of judgment, fairness, and a great fighter against injustice. I know him very well. Even as Inspector General of Police, he respected the rule of law and obeyed court judgments and orders. Also, Mbata, the distinguished senator, those who know him say that he's a very honest man, very just, and loves the unity and the sanctity of the Igbo race. And that is what is more important. I don't have to know him. The important thing is that he has the characteristics and capacity to run Ohaneze and run it very well. So we were all interested. But to our great surprise, we saw a court order a few days to the election of the executives of Ohaneze. And the order said that Okiro was disqualified from contesting. I was shocked, especially where that order was ex parte. That order was obtained ex parte. What I mean by ex parte, the parties were not put on notice. The man you are accusing did not have the opportunity of defending himself. So, in respect to the court order, Okiro stepped down. In fact, even the screening committee, we were told, did not screen him based on the fact that he was being disqualified by a court. Only for us to realize that on Friday, just after the elections held and Mbata was made the President General, just after that, we realized that the court order was a fraud. There was no court order. It is very disheartening to find out that actually there was no court order. That the publication was fraudulent, but it was everywhere. The social media, the news media, the print, the electronic media, everybody saw it. And it carried court dates. Ordinarily, a modest thinking man cannot ever contemplate that such an order was a fraudulent obtained order. So the simple fact, therefore, is That process was therefore not obtained through the right process. That is my own thinking. Leadership of Ohaneze should be open, transparent, with a level playing field for everybody. Where it is skewed through any process, either a legal process or through the allegations now that the governors were interested, that process is a very disturbing one. And let me tell you honestly, Mr. C, I have not been very satisfied with the attitude, the contentment our governors in Southeast, especially when it has to do with what concerns the Igbo man. They ought not to get involved to the extent to which they have been accused of fine-tuning the process to suit them. Even money was spent. We saw the pictures of where we were collecting 100,000, 50,000, and skewed towards one person. That is not a good thing at all.
What could possibly be the interest? For a layman who has no idea on these allegations of the governor's manipulation of the process, what could be the interest?
They will tell us what their interest is. But our only concern is that their attitude, the way it concerns the affairs of our people, is very substandard. It does not meet up to our expectations. Let me give you clear examples of what I mean, Mr. C. They meet very often. And the question we keep asking, what do they discuss when they meet? What do they discuss when Nnamdi Kanu is still in detention? What do they discuss when 16 trillion is being budgeted for a road, for a network of roads in government, and none of them pass through Southeast? What are they discussing when the gas pipeline passing through all the regions except Southeast? What are they discussing when look at the quality of the gauge of the rail station that they say will pass through Southeast? What are they discussing? What are they discussing when there is no security? Let me give you information, if you don't know. The whole nation right now, the axis between Enugu and Umuahia is the most dangerous axis today in our country. If you move from Enugu, all that road all the way to Umuahia, you have to go for Thanksgiving because it has been described as the axis of kidnapping, the axis of banditry. It has taken over from even Zamfara and Borno, where it ought to have been. But this our area is now the very dangerous area. In Anambra today, it is a miracle for you to move from one part of the a village to another without being attacked. What is our leaders, the Southeast leaders, what are they discussing? The ideas we have given them in the area of security, they have jettisoned it. We give them ideas free of charge. Association of security practitioners in Nigeria, the Abia, the Southeastern group, we gave them free advice. Look at what Amatoku has achieved sizably. Today, the issue of kidnapping, banditry in Southwest is almost died off. The villages are safe now. They can move very well freely. In our own Southeastern states, you cannot move freely. What are they discussing when they meet? We are a little bit disappointed. We have asked this question severally. What is their interest? Our Southeastern governors ought to come down from their high horses and look at the interests and safeguards of the people of Southeast. As at now, they are not doing that. We had expected that they should have had a common economic process where the Southeastern state economically becomes a powerhouse. In fact, when the governor of Anambra State was contesting election, that was one of his things. The things he said. We were very interested in what he said. I contributed massively, personally, at the risk of sounding modest. I will say it. I contributed sizably to making sure that he's there. If I make public the amount of money I contributed, you think I'm a stupid man. But when I listened to him and saw what the program he had, how he properly articulated this program, I didn't know he was only for academic exercise. Totally academic exercise.
So are you saying
Because
he hasn't impressed you so far?
no, absolutely not. In the area of security, zero. In the area of economic activities and integration, 5%. In the area of management, 10%. In the area of articulation of English language and exuberance of English, 100%. But that's not what we need. We don't need English language now. What we need is properly articulated idea for the benefit of the people. I have thought that there will be an overflow of his idea into Abia State. I thought there will be a synergy. I thought there will be a sizable relationship between what he's doing and what Electricity is doing in Abia State and what other states are doing. I thought that is what would have happened. I had the opportunity of discussing with the Enugu State Governor. I like his system. I like his style. He does not talk. He's doing so much. If you see the extent of job he has done so far, without talking, without advertising himself, that is exactly what we need. This idea of if you want to patch a road, you flag it off. People will wear uniforms and come and celebrate. You will pay 2 hours of television coverage. Do you know how much 1 hour is on television coverage for that purpose, Mr. C? It is between 21 to 28 million naira. And they take as much as 2 hours to show off that they are going to flag off. Do you know how much 21 million, how many people it can bring out of poverty? I'm not very much pleased with our Southeastern governors. They are not unified in the area of ensuring that we have a proper, organized, united Igbo. That is not happening right now. So I do not blame those young men who are angry, who are agitated, but I'm saying that we should not have any division. But as much as I share their anger, I do not think this is the time for us to start having different leadership in Ohaneze. We should have one leadership. But that one leadership was the leadership that is honestly produced from a level playing field.
Well, away from the Ohaneze Igbo controversy that has followed the emergence of John Bata, let's touch down Abia State, where barely a month after he jettisoned the 30-year development plan inherited from his predecessor, the Abia State Governor, Alex Oti, has made a U-turn to implement the 30-year development plan and set to rebase, when necessary, the said plan. What do you make of this? The Abia 30-year development plan runs from 20 to 2050 and was normally adopted in 2021 by the immediate past government in collaboration with the PIN Foundation.
Yes, Mr. C, you recall that some years ago, I had insisted, appealed, canvassed, and begged our leaders that there must always be a continuum in leadership. There must always be a continuum in governance. But what we always have is that whenever any government comes that is not the previous government, they tend to jettison all the projects, completed or uncompleted, of the previous government, and they start their own new projects. I'm not very happy with that. I've always been against it. Whatever project or program your predecessor have started, what the best you can do is to amend it to suit whatever opinions. But to jettison them completely is not a very good one. I'm aware of the 30-year development plan of Abia State by the government. I'm also aware of when the state government said they're not going to follow it. But I'm happy right now that they have decided to follow that process. But also, it's important to note that they said that they will change some necessary areas to fit their own understanding and their own dreams of what they want Abia State to be. So I'm happy that they have not completely jettisoned that process. They are only going to amend it to suit their own understanding and judgment. So we are on whatever they have said so far, because we don't know what they intend to amend. We know the original plan. Let us see what the amendment is, and then we'll be able to see if that amendment is in the best interest of our people or if it's intended to be a jamboree.
The Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria, Abia State Branch, has responded to all outstanding payments owed to judiciary. The governor, during a speech at an interdenominational demonstration, had disbursed over 300 million naira to judiciary accounts by December 24th, covering salaries and the 13th month payment. Now, he further alleged that the judiciary leaders their staff. Now, however, in the report, Josun State Secretary Chukwueze Nwachukwu has dismissed the governor's statement as inaccurate and misleading, and that the total amount required to clear salary arrears for October, November, and December 2024, along with the 13-month bonus for all judiciary staff, amounts to 900 million naira, as against the 300 million naira stated by the governor. There's been a back and forth between the state government and the Josun, a bit of strike here and there, and I'm sure you've been following keenly. What do you make of this back and forth?
Mr. C, there's no back and forth there. There's no petty strike. What we know is that the judiciary in Abia State has been shut down for a long time. The courts of Abia State, both the magistrate and the high courts, are not functioning. I have read and I've also digested the comments of His Excellency, the Governor of Abia State, Dr. Alexoti. I've also seen the response of judicial staff of Abia State. The important thing here we have to understand is that the judiciary, which is the last hope of the common man, is not functioning like I said. This organ of government is where everybody goes to seek justice, seek redress, seek fairness and fair play. Mr. C, if this organ, where that is the only organ where justice is sought, if it is shut down, what are we asking the citizens of Abia State to do? Take laws into their hands? Go for self-help? What are we asking them to do? I've also seen the Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, between the Abia State government and the judicial staff of Abia State. I've read, digested it, Mr. C. I've also seen the audited salary clearance of the full amount issued by the government for the months of October, November, and December. Even the 13th month has included. My thinking, my judgment, my honest opinion is that, yes, 300 million naira released by government, it's a lot of money, but it is inadequate. It is inadequate. It does not cover the amount that is required to cover this amount of months owed by government, especially if you consider the audited one by government itself. Yeah, 300 is too much. It's a lot of money, but it does not cover it. What we should be looking at now, Mr. C, is the solution. We cannot allow our courts to be shut down. Do not forget, sir, that there are so many people who are being detained in our judicial system, in our law enforcement system, that are waiting the courts to grant them bail. They are detained, some of them unjustly. Innocent people are being detained. Even those who are purported to have committed a crime, let the court process take its place. I am very disappointed a little bit with the attitude of the state government and also of the union. The people's interest is not being considered at all, and that's very unfortunate. I'm also going to a large extent, say that The attitude of the Nigerian Bar Association, which I just saw recently, the Nigerian Bar Association Abia State chapter, they issued an ultimatum. It's ultimatum what they have to issue. What they should be issuing is concrete resolution solutions. They should be telling us how best we can do it for the thing to work properly, not issuing ultimatum. I have suggested, I have told a few people who can listen to me, and I said, please, government have released 300 million. Let the judicial workers be paid this 300 million right now. They should be paid immediately. And let the courts open. And then I appeal to government. Find out where there are discrepancies and settle these discrepancies. Judicial workers should go back to work while government will resolve the balance of the monies they have released. It's not enough. It's inadequate. It does not cover even their own audited record of what is being owed. And let me also say, with all sense of responsibility, but without fear of any kind of contradiction whatsoever, that the Abia state government is the only Labour government in the country. This is the only Labour government in the country. But this government is very Labour unfriendly. The government is very Labour unfriendly. It is not in the interest of either the government or the people that are being governed. We don't have need for all these strikes. And this we have found out to be an epitome behavior, an epitomized behavior. Yes. I was in total shock some few months ago, Mr. C, when they were asking for good governance. They were saying stop bad governance. And the government of Tinubu, a man who was at the forefront of stop bad governance, a man who led several strikes, led several protests, who now became president, and arresting and detaining young men who are seeking for good governance. It is in this country that a man who was the president of Nigerian Labour Congress, Oshomole, Edo State, workers went on strike 11 times within 8 years. For people like this, what is going on, Mr. C? The only Labour-friendly, the only Labour party in the state that is where we are seeing these levels of disagreement, levels of discord that is certainly, absolutely affecting our people. It should be different, and we should work towards creating the difference.
Well, it's Open Parliament, the midweek edition. Interpol systems consultant and security expert Chikwe Udensi is our guest. My name is Mr. C. We'll take a break here. When we return, we'll talk more. Stay with us.
Introducing ABN Radio and Television, your new favorite app. Stay informed, entertained, and connected with the latest news, music, and videos from Nigeria and beyond. Download the ABN Radio and Television app now on Google Play and enjoy. Live streaming of news, sports, music, and entertainment programs. And notifications, as interviews, personalized experience with customizable settings. Get started in 3 easy steps. Open Google Play Store on your device, search for ABN Radio/TV, click install and start enjoying your new favorite app. Join the ABN Radio Introducing ABN Radio and Television, your new favorite app. Stay informed, entertain the latest news, music, and videos from Nigeria and beyond. Download the ABN Radio and Television app now on Google Play Music entertainment program on demand as easy steps. From Google Play Store on your device, search for radio/TV. Click install right app. Join the ABN Radio/television community today. Stay connected to what matters most. Introducing ABN, your new favorite app. Stay informed, entertained, and connected with the latest news, music, and videos from Nigeria and beyond. Download the ABN Radio and Television app now on Google Play and enjoy live streaming of news, sports.
But before the break, sir, we were looking at the Jusun strike and the position of the governor that, hey, the state government has cleared all the outstandings accruing to the union, and the union have said the comment by the governor are misleading and inaccurate. I mean, what further about this would you want to add?
Mr. C, some years ago, I served for 2 terms on the Police Welfare Reforms Committee of the country. For 2 terms. I refused to serve the 3rd term because the recommendations we have made must be implemented before we can keep making more recommendations. It was in the process of that we realized that there was actually some consolidation happening, there's an adjustment happening in the salaries of judicial workers. And it eventually came up with what shall staff structure. It is called this consolidated judicial structure. That even structure is not even good enough. Do you know that it is a shame around the world that our salary structure in the judiciary is unfortunate? It's a very big shame. When people hear it, they say it's not possible. A magistrate in Abia State earns about 150,000 a month. I hope you know that. A magistrate in Abia State earns about 150,000. A high court judge in Abia earns between 220 to 250,000. 250,000 a month. That is the judicial salary structure that has been implemented in Abia State. What I'm saying is that those who are administering justice, those who are sitting on the temple of justice in Abia and some other states, they are hungry. They are very hungry people. If you do not pay a livable wage, how can they, in good conscience, administer justice? How can justice not be in jail? How can we not have a kangaroo arrangement called justice? The country has to sit up. It is not only at the state. The country has to sit up. We are told now that the federal government have adjusted to a large extent, 3 times the salaries of judges at the federal level. The people are living, most of the people are living in states. When you talk about the federal, you see that it is the most of the matters are being handled in magistrate and state high courts. They are earning peanuts, absolute peanuts. And these are the people that we are asking to pass judgment. These are people who are saying they should not be corrupt. These are people who are handing over law and order to adjudicate our country. Are we serious people? How can we pay them peanuts and expect things to work properly in the country We are not serious. We have said it several times. Let us have people who are serious to govern us. Those who are governing us today are very unserious people, are very selfish people. We should not allow them to continue, one way or the other. A Daniel has to come to judgment. That is what we are saying, Mr. C, and it's very important that it is continued.
Okay, well, we'll be going to the phone lines in a bit. But while you were away in Dubai as well, the governor of Abia State, maybe the talk of 2027 coming too soon in the state, had endorsement for second coming from stakeholders of other political parties. We had the likes of Senator Ina Baribe paying him a visit and saying, hey, I mean, he's very much due for a second term when the time is ripe. The likes of Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Barrister Monday Obani. We also had from former House of Reps candidate of the APC in the 2023 contest, Chief Dan Okeke saying, hey, whether he likes it or not, the governor has got to contest for re-election, and then there is no contest at all. What do you make of this? A lot of them who we also had the former chief of staff to the NCB Bazari, giving the governor a pass mark on infrastructure performance, or are there mere distractions you think should not occur, or indeed is it too soon?
The honesty is very, very not to acknowledge the development strategy in the State governor in Abia State. The truth remains so far. It's from what it used to be. You look at the salaries of workers. It is true there are some controversies, there are some conflicts. Steady, more steady government. That is the truth. Workers are earning their salaries effectively and more orderly now than it used to be. If you also look at the infrastructure, the truth remains that there's a massive improvement. You only not see it because our roads have massively. If you take very popular ones, and the other one, if you check the refugees that used to be in Abia State, this government is doing better or have done better than the previous government. But you see, not want to naively optimistic. I've been in politics for a long time, and I've seen what has happened in the first 2 years of government. There's a policeman there. The first 2 years, you see all kinds of very hard-working things, effective things coming into praise. That government begins to wane off. If he continues this stride, if he continues different areas, he will be sizably commended by the end of the tenure. But I cannot comment easily. My comment should be that which I'm saying is happening every time. When Dr. Ojuzok, first 1 year, it was declared action. The fact that the president of the country, the then came to Abia State and called him action governor after. Even when TA was there, it was Chendo Global. Everybody praised him. So how things went out after a few days. Also, even the immediate past governor, Dr. Bazu, he was the kinetic governor the first few years. Things went out. Let us not be in a hurry to make judgments. As much as we acknowledge that this government has done very well so far, let us be able to make a proper judgment in a few years to come. 3.5 years, every 4th year of his office, will be able to say, yes, given the situation that he found himself, given the availability of the funds that were at his disposal, and given the extent of the job he has done, that is only when we'll be able to make good judgment and honest judgment too.
All right.
And also, I saw a few people also, I heard a few people trying to condemn parties. Somebody condemned PDP. PDP is not the problem. If you in fact, everybody who was in government, almost everybody who was in PDP government from 1999 to now, they are no more in PDP, APC, Labour Party, YPP. This is where they are right now. So it is not the party that was leading, it is individuals. If individuals do not do well, let us condemn that individual, not the party. So now you can see that even those who brought down our livelihood, who despised us, those who violated our commonwealth, they are no more in PDP. They are not in APC. Go and see, they are not in Labour Party. In fact, they are not in YPP. Before, look at PDP now. It is now a clean group of people that are there. Not those people who were previously in government, who caused the problem for Abia State. Those people are no more there. They are now in all these parties that are being praised right now.
I mean, from the way you're speaking about the PDP, before we get to the phone lines, anyone can glean that, hey, could that be your next destination?
Well, anybody who knows me will know that I say what is right. If tomorrow PDP is bad, I'll say PDP is bad. If PDP becomes good, I'll say PDP is good.
But no, they are not in power. You can only judge when they're in power, isn't it?
No, I'm only saying those who are there right now. If you like, Mr. C, I can start calling names. The whole leadership of PDP, I can call their names and their family names and their first names. Those who were there before, who supported PDP, who were in leadership in PDP, who were the leaders of PDP, the bouncers and the doers and all those who were PDP, who caused the problem, they are no more there. They are now in the APC. I call their names. If you don't have, send me to that. Well, they are now in Labour Party.
Maybe you should drop. Maybe you should drop 3 names.
But you know me very well, Mr. C. If PDP is not doing right in government, don't forget I was one of the most outspoken critic of the evils I found evil. I did say that. Both of Carlos government, Ochendo's government, and Bazo's government, the things they didn't do right, I condemned it. So as much as I condemned it, they are no more there.
Okay.
The former first governor of PDP is no more there. He's now in APC. The second governor of PDP is no more there. He's in APC. I don't need to something. Look at all the commissioners, all the special advisors, all the technical advisors, they are now in either APC or Labour Party or in YPP. The contractors are in YPP. The stakeholders are in Labour Party. The leaders are in APC. So how come PDP is a bad party? I don't agree.
Squeeze in a call or two, 0816-100907-103-6625. Open Parliament, Interpol Systems Consultant and Security Expert, Chikwe Udensi. Good morning. We have a first call. Good morning to you.
You will never go down in life. Excellent. You are talking as a father. That is why we are supporting our legislative, but we cannot criticize you because you are talking constructively, even when PDP were in power. But how I see it prophetically, you want to judge PDP. These things want to give you prophetic advice. Nobody sees blindness and say he wants to be blind. Your chairman there was a strong man in PDP. Your chairman there, the committee secretary there, strong man. Even those that the callers that are calling you helicopter politician, even from all of them, they are still they are even five remaining the callers now. So they are now applauding you now because that they were attacking you seriously. We are the ones defending you. So what you are saying is that you're a father. And we get angry when PDP starts this government because they fed up willfully. Even they sent to PDP now.
Right.
I'm telling you the truth.
Thank you.
So I don't go to PDP. Tell another political party.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. 1 minute. Hello, good morning. We have another call. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. From my
welcome.
Good morning, Chief. Good morning, Chief.
Good morning, sir.
You are welcome from South. I'm happy that you are consulting with Atiku. The narrative around integrity, alignment, and realignment. I will also want you to consult with people, and of course, it will be here in Abia where we will know that we are going to play a very prominent role. That said, I want to join you again. But Alex is doing very, very well in some areas, and those areas is doing well. It's infrastructure, cleanliness, and probably to some extent security. But on the issue of transfer of the work he's doing, I'm not in it. The issue of judiciary workers, of writing up of finance, gratuity. So these are some of the issues the governor has to take a second look again.
Thank you.
And the message with don't mind all these people who are endorsing and re-endorsing.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. We appreciate 1 minute. Hello, good morning.
Mr. Smith.
Good morning to you.
My name is Chikwe Udensi.
Welcome.
Udensi, what are you there? Hear me? A group of pensioners called me yesterday. I have meeting with them. They say you should warm up. They're waiting for you. So that you will save them. That is, come to protest for government. All of them will vote for you. What you got? I'm telling me, use your personal money. That if you become governor, they will be the first people that will say, I don't tell you my own. I want you to tell me how to tell you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Do call us back. Hello, good morning to you.
Yeah, Mr. C, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. A happy new year to you. Yeah, Mr. C, my name is Bossman. I call you this morning from Ogenel to local government of Abia State.
Welcome, 1 minute.
First of all, I want to appreciate Chikwe Udensi for once, for always commending Governor Alex Oti for doing well. He has just compared to Zulu Abia, and he said that Dr. Alex Oti have done more far better than them. That is why Abians voting Dr. Alex Oti for his massive development has been moving forward since the launch of Dr. Alex Oti as a governor. Dr. Alex Oti have never in any way fed Abia. Mr. Mato, finally, people are shouting for Governor Lesotho to pay pension graduate. Remember, most of the economists was one time a commissioner in this state. Could they advise the organ to pay? Some of the economists was one time SSA to the governor. What could they advise the organ to pay money? Or was the government not giving out the allocation that time?
All right.
May God bless you, my brother. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you. God bless you too. Well, Chikwe Udensi, the much we can take on the calls, your parting words, if you will, in 30 seconds.
Yes. Somebody mentioned about my consultation. Also asked me to consult with our brother, Mr. Peter. So we are working with him. I have consulted with him severally. For this, my trip too. We had a very long discussions with his team. We are looking where the interest of the Igbo man is covered. We are no more going to look for a very parochial selfish interest. Where will the interest of the Igbo man, be properly achieved? That is where we are looking at. And we are working very hard on that. And all hands on deck. By the grace of providence, dreams and goals.
Well, thank you very much, Sir Chikwe Udensi, for your time on the program this morning.
Thanks for always having me, Mr. C. I might be traveling again back to my base in Europe.
Well, we are coming to get used to your international travels these days, but we hope not.
Thanks for always having me, Mr. C.
Thank you very much. Well, that's how much we can take on the program this morning. The midweek edition of Open Parliament. Interpol Systems Consultant and Security Expert Chikwe Udensi returns same time, same station next week. Nonetheless, the Thursday edition comes tomorrow. Let's take you to the newsroom for the news at 10. My name is Mr. C.
Introducing ABN Radio and Television, your new favorite app. Stay informed, entertained, and connected with the latest news, music, and videos from Nigeria and beyond. Download the ABN Radio and Television app now on Google Play and enjoy. Live streaming of news, sports, music, and entertainment programs. On-demand access to your favorite shows and podcasts. Breaking news updates and notifications. Exclusive videos and interviews. Personalized experience with customizable. Get started in 3 easy steps. Open Google Play Store on your device. Search for ABN Radio/TV. Click install and start enjoying your new favorite app. Join the ABN Radio/